Okay, everyone, thank you for coming back. We are working through the CDD implementation roadmap. We're in the second to last. We're talking about monitoring for significant events. So if you were part of the webinar that we did earlier this year, you noticed that we emphasize significant events. The reason that we emphasize significant events is because significant events are something that triggers the BOV CDD rule for you for a customer that you would not have done that otherwise. So let me say there's a May 11th deadline that you all know about, right? And you have to have a go forward approach for that May 11th deadline. You're going to be compliant with the new CDD rule, the final CDD rule as of May 11th, 2018, and going forward, unless there's a significant event to an existing customer. So what we've been encouraging banks to do is to document what they mean by significant event. Now, why would we recommend that? Well, because it's not defined in the CDD rule. A significant event is not defined. So anytime something's not defined, I would much rather be on the side of defining that and being told, no, that's not what we meant by a significant event. And that allows you to say, oh great, help me clarify, what did you mean? You may not ever get that answer, but it helps you at least set a pole in the ground, set a stake in the ground that says, this is what we mean by significant event. And what it allows you to do is that if something changes based on that, then you have to go back to that and do additional procedures to that customer. What you don't want is this loose definition of significant event that then at some point a regulator comes in and says that's what we meant by significant event, and all of a sudden you're looking at a big look back scenario for all of your customers that are in that similar sort of category. So we don't know whether or not that is going to happen. I would imagine as most of this is unfolded, what tends to happen is that there is a problem and an issue that gets identified. And then as it gets identified, they say, well, you need to go look here, and now you need to go look here. And then they're going to go look at the next bank and look for the same type problem. So imagine once it's found once, it'll be found multiple times. So keep your eye out, keep your ears out for significant event. Define that as a term in your glossary of terms, and then have procedures that you take, actions that you take when a significant event happens. That way you're covered on this. So we've got one more category. We're talking about next week, we're talking about OFAC screening and what to do with beneficial owners. And I hope that you've enjoyed this and you're getting value out of this. We are almost worked through the CDD implementation roadmap. I've said it before, we are going to have a webinar, and that webinar we're going to have an entire 30, 45 minutes or an hour dedicated to just showing you how to walk through the implementation roadmap, how to utilize it, assets that you can take to your CEO and your board of directors to help them understand the decisions that need to be made to help with implementation. So hopefully you found this helpful, and we'll see you next week.